Good morning. Welcome or welcome back to Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. Woo, let's fix it. It is Thursday, February the 13th, and we're here to look at the new releases that have been published in this week. And on Thursdays, we look at fantasy and science fiction. Hope you are having a good day. Quick announcements. I do have sprints tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. They go for 2.5 hours. I do sprints 3 times a week, every Tuesday and Thursday evenings and Saturday afternoon. On Saturdays, they start at 3 p.m. Eastern Time and they go for 5 hours. All right, fantasy and science fiction. First up, Heather Fawcett has the third book in the Emily Wilde series. Emily Wilde has spent her life studying fairies. A renowned dryadologist, she has documented hundreds of species of folk in her Encyclopedia of Fairies. Now she is about to embark on her most dangerous academic project yet, studying the inner workings of a fairy realm as its queen. Along with her former academic rival, now fiancé, the dashing and mercurial Wendell Brambleby, Emily is immediately thrust into the deadly intrigues of Fairy as the two of them seize the throne of Wendell's long-lost kingdom, which Emily finds a beautiful nightmare filled with scholarly treasures. Emily has been obsessed with fairy stories her entire life, but at first she feels as ill-suited to fairy as she did to the mortal world. How can an unassuming scholar such as herself pass for a queen? Yet there is little time to settle in, for Wendell's murderous stepmother has placed a deadly curse upon the land before vanishing without a trace. It will take all of Wendell's magic and Emily's knowledge of stories to unravel the mystery before they lose everything they hold dear. The Crimson Road by A.G. Slatter. Violet Zenner has had a peculiar upbringing, training as a fighter in underground arenas, honing her skills against the worst scum, murderers, and thieves her father could pit against. She has learned to be ruthless, to kill. Until the day Hedrick Zenner dies, Violet thinks she's free. Then she learns that her father planned to send her into the Darklands, where the Leech Lords reign, where Violet's stillborn brother was taken years ago. Violet steadfastly refuses, until one night two assassins attempt to slaughter her, and it becomes clear she's going to have to clean up the mess her father made, by turns gripping and blah blah blah. It's about vampires. The Forest King's Daughter by Ellie Blake, Book 1 in Thirstwood series. Once upon a time, among the blood-red trees of Thirstwood, a young forest princess became friends with a lonely boy from underground. He gifted her an amber ring, a worthless trinket, or so he thought, because no sooner did he slide it onto her finger than the queen of the underground and the forest king declared war. Years later, Cassia is a crucial force in her father's army, wielding her ring of light that can blind and disorient hundreds of enemies at a time. Then battle-hardened Zeru abducts her, planning to steal the ring back to fix his costly childhood mistake. Exhausted, terrified, and more than a little mistrusting, Cassia is forced to travel with Zeru to a place they both believed only existed in storybooks, one where their childhood friendship slowly rekindles into something much more. But it's only a matter of time before the war they've escaped comes for them, and a hidden threat to forest and underground folk alike grows in the shadows. The Moonlight Healers. It's funny, if you start looking at the new releases, and I'm going to reference the fantasy books right now, you see publishers going, oh, that book was really popular, and then they have other authors or publish other authors with not only similar tropes, but also titles and covers healers right now is kind of a growing trope. For generations, the Winston women have possessed an unspoken magical gift. They can heal with the touch of a hand. It's a tradition they've always had to practice in secret in the moonlight hours, when the fireflies dance and the whippoorwill birds sing. But not every healer has rightfully passed on this knowledge to her descendants, and for young Louise Winston, the discovery of her abilities comes in less than ideal circumstances. She brings her best friend back from death following an accident, the day after he professed his long-held feelings for her, 5 days before she's supposed to move away. Desperate for answers and to avoid this new reality between them, Louise escapes to her grandmother's lush Appalachian orchard. I know there's multiple ways to pronounce that. I apologize if I'm doing it wrong. There, she uncovers her family's hidden history in a tattered journal stemming back to her brave great-grandmother who illicitly healed Allied soldiers in war-torn France. But just as Louise begins to embrace her unique legacy, she learns that it can also come with a mysterious cost. And with a life hanging in the balance, she will be forced to make the most impossible of choices. End of row one. Oop. Good morning, Mary. Happy Thursday. Hope you're warmer this morning. I hope you are. Incredibly low temps. Yeah. Yesterday, it started at -21 according to the CARB, but by the time I got to the shop, it was -14. Hung there for a while. Today, it's officially saying we're starting at 0. It's probably a couple degrees below that. But we're supposed to get in the 20s. Woo! It is that way in just about every genre. Yep, an arena. Little original thought come forth. It just riffs off previous themes and ideas. Indeed. And it's not necessarily a read-alike kind of situation. It's a take advantage alike. How's it going with you? You had the snow. Is it icing now? Do you have to go anywhere? I hope you don't. The Spirit Collection of Thorn Hall by J. Ann Thomas. At Thorn Hall, a grand estate nestled in the Berkshires, 15 restless spirits roam bound within the mansion's walls since the Gilded Age. Elegy Thorn bears the weight of her family's curse to preserve the mansion as it was in the 1890s, using ancient folk songs to keep the spirits secret and silent in order to avoid deadly consequences. When a mischievous child spirit wreaks havoc on the manor, the Thorn family calls upon their trusted preservationists to restore the mansion. He brings along his son Atticus, a vibrant man full of life and ideas of modernization, and Elegy is captivated by him, igniting a longing for freedom she's never dared to embrace. Torn between her desire to follow her heart and her duty to her family and its legacy, Elegy begins searching for a way to release the spirit collection back to the afterlife and set both herself and the ghosts free. With century-old secrets, peculiar magic, and spirits both whimsical and deadly, Thorn Hall will haunt and enrapture readers, and you might just not want to leave. But everybody else wants to leave. Come, take their place. No, thank you. The Perfect Stranger by Brian Pinkerton. Good morning, Ariel. Mary, did you enjoy the snow we got? Yeah, she'd probably enjoy it more if she had heat. Staying put in the house, had drizzle all night long, so the snow is shrinking. Haven't checked for ice today, but hovering just around freezing, so wouldn't be surprised if it is out there. Yeah, I'm kidding. Hi, Elena. How are you doing? I woke up just now in the morning and getting ready for tomorrow morning because I am buying lunch tomorrow afternoon. Oh, that sounds like a very good plan. And Mary says, hi, Ariel. Yes, I am a snow lover, so I've been very happy. Oh, goodness. Oh, good. I was wondering if you were feeling better. All right. Sounds like you're taking good care of yourself, though. Mary, hi, Elena. Hope you're feeling better. Sounds like it, but you keep doing the good things so you get all the way better. Meet your new coworker. She's brilliant. She's beautiful. She's unreal. Everyone loves Allison, the new remote employee at a major energy company. She's a rising star in the virtual workplace, displaying incredible intelligence and efficiency with digital technology. But Linda, her manager, has growing suspicions that Allison is not the person she claims to be. As Linda probes Allison's background, Allison fights back through cyber attacks, ravaging Linda's work, her family, and her safety. Linda must uncover the truth to save herself and discover Allison's past history is a lie. In fact, she has none. Is it possible Allison isn't human after all? Starblade by J.N. Chaney and Scott Moon. Ariel said, I was wondering if you had heat yet or not. Thinking warm thoughts for you. Good morning, Elena. And Mary says, no heat or hot water yet. They were supposed to start work yesterday, but postponed until Monday. Okay, we just have to get through the weekend. And now you know you could totally survive if we lost power completely. Mary, we got 9 inches. How about you, Ariel? Wow. That's a lot. This is first in the Starblade series. Can an ordinary man become the galaxy's last hope? When aliens invade Las Vegas, how did they know? One man is thrust into a battle beyond imagination, fighting the terrifying shock troops of a sprawling galactic empire. To protect a terrified child, he seizes the strange weapon of a fallen hero, an ancient sentient sword, and is catapulted far into the future with no way back. Now trapped in an alien world, he must master the sword's mysterious power and navigate a deadly game of political intrigue. But time is running out for humanity. As the stakes rise and enemies close in from every corner of the galaxy, he faces one burning question. Can he find a way home in time to save everything he once knew? And it looks like he's fighting an octopus. Promise of War by John Walker, 4th in the Owning a Spacebar series. Carson Flint believes things may have finally settled down in the crossroads until a shady representative from the Commonwealth arrives on a desperate mission to save the daughter of a high-ranking official. The problem seems easy enough to solve, but little do they know this one girl's abduction may well be the catalyst for a second galactic war. Meanwhile, Chef Gall attempts to return a prisoner to an old friend. Catastrophe strikes, stranding him in a burning forest on a planet where the settlement is beset by madness. Out of shape, running low on time, and injured, he. That's why I can't run fast. I'm injured. That's okay, and I'm out of shape. He must move fast to escape, or burn to death in obscurity. Well, I guess I would run in that case too. And a row 2. Oh yeah, coffee is required. Yep. Mark of the Fool, book number 9. I learned a thing about fantasy looking at this. This is called a progression fantasy epic. And I said, what the heck is progression fantasy? And it can only be a younger generation thing. Sorry, I'm just slamming you. Take it. It's when the character has growth, starting from one place and ends up in another. Like, that's what a story is. The Mark of the Fool, a gift from Oldar that enhances the bearer's ability to learn any skill, but in return, one cannot practice magic, engage in combat, or use divinity at all. Alex Roth, the latest fool, has found ways around his limitations. Now, however, he has hit a wall. To master the most powerful tools, Alex discovers that the mark can no longer be worked around. It must be removed or transformed. Luckily, the Fool of the Traveler's Cycle had laid down the groundwork to transform the Mark of the Fool, but her notes and equipment are hidden away in her sanctum somewhere in the far north. If Alex wants to be truly free, he must find it, and time is running out. He says, love it. Yes, how would they know when dealing with Las Vegas? Yeah, it could happen. It could be happening now. Ariel, oh no, I didn't realize you didn't have hot water too. So sorry. Yeah, we only got 2 inches. Still pretty, but went away quickly with the rain. Mary, no oven stove either, Ariel, or dryer, all gas-fueled appliances. Has been very interesting. Getting really good washing my hair in a bowl. I I lived in an apartment when I was much younger that didn't have a shower, so I learned how to, wash in the tub, wash the hair in the tub, and I had long hair then too. Yeah, you make do with what you got. Call sign Talon by Michael Anderley. First in Fueled by Fury. A scrawny pilot vows to master the art of mech combat. The Wolverines thought David Wayne was too scrawny to pilot a mech. They laughed in his face, telling him he needed more muscle and hell, maybe a mustache to be worthy. Did they kick sand in his face too? My gosh. But they underestimated the furious spark of ambition that burned inside. Driven by the sting of their ridicule, David teams up with his sarcastic AI, Tabitha, and a crew of overlooked society rejects, transforming scrap into a weapon that defies all expectations. He'll forge his own path by creating a mech unlike anything they've ever seen. Fast, deadly, and fueled by the pure, unadulterated fury of being told he couldn't. And probably some other kind of fuel, too. And then this blurbage. Lost Tribe by Blaze Ward, 5th in the Corsac Fox series. A new species comes to Bastion to challenge Uli's right to keep the system. Meanwhile, his troubles with the Onanguli sphere have only just begun, as Dan has created the Congress of Wives. That must be every man's fear. They also start the search for the people who originally built the ship Nubia. Did they survive? Are they really human? And which of them exactly is the Lost Tribe? Short and sweet. We like those. You don't need 5 paragraphs to describe your book. Ariel says, I bet I had a couple of months of no hot water and heat a few years ago, and it was very interesting. We used a hot water kettle and a camp shower. Yep. You learn what you can do. New Life by Nathan Heisted, 24th in the Survivors series. It's time for celebration. Dean Parker has gone through countless trials and tribulations over the years, 23 of them, but nothing has prepared him for the next chapter, being a grandfather. Jules is content to spend her days as a new mom, but something seems off. The universe keeps sending messages that a balance must be upheld. One thing is created, another is destroyed. Can she stop it before someone she loves is lost forever? End of that row. Gotta tell you, sometimes they all kind of blend together. It's like, did we do that one? Oh yeah, we just did that one. Waifs and Strays by Helen Harper, first in the Cat Lady Chronicles. Nobody is just a cat lady. Kit McCafferty's life is quiet, unremarkable, and filled with cat hair. In the magical city of Coldstream, located on the border between Scotland and England, Kit is viewed as little more than mildly eccentric and mostly harmless. She passes her days caring for her family of 5 cats, feeding the local feral muggies, and maintaining relatively good relations with her neighbors. All that changes, however, when a teenage werewolf shows up at her door in the desperate hope of renting out a nearby vacant flat. Kit knows that the smart move is to tell him to leave. The last thing she needs is to become embroiled in complicated shapeshifter politics. But something about this secretive young werewolf tugs at her heartstrings. It's not long before Kit ends up caught in a maelstrom of mysterious crime and magical wrongdoing. Fortunately, there's far more to Kit McCafferty than meets the eye, and she has a few dark secrets of her own. Of course, anyone with an ounce of intelligence knows that you underestimate a cat lady at your own peril. Mary says, yes, I bought an electric tea kettle, which has been a godsend. Thank goodness electricity didn't go out as well. Yeah, feeling blessed nonetheless. Nonetheless, just need to persevere. Get through the weekend. One day at a time, as they say. Sanctum of the Soul. Kel Cade is the author, third in the Shroud of Prophecy. The Chosen One is dead. The powerful have abandoned their subjects, and death has come for them all. Oslo, the reluctant new Chosen One, and Teza, a failed magus healer, lead a small group of broken people who continue to hold back the tide of a war between the gods. They gather what forces they can scrape together for a final battle. Their band of unlikely warriors' grit and bravery in the face of staggering odds, however, has strengthened all of them as they come into their power and their destiny. Oslo stands at a crossroad where he must embrace all of what he has become, even in the face of losing the war, his friends, and his world. You lost everything, but dang, you know who you are now. The city that would eat the world. More Gods Than Stars, book number 1 by John Bierce. Thea is a washed-up mimic exterminator who expected more out of life, not some hero from stories. Avon is an impulsive wandering adventurer whose personal goddess is constantly getting her into trouble. Neither of them have the slightest interest in getting involved in world-shaking historical events. History doesn't care what they want, unfortunately, and it's fallen right into their laps in the shape of a god-slaying weapon from a fallen civilization. Thrown together out of chance, Thea and Avon will have to learn to work together if they want to survive their pursuers. And that is what we will read because the bell is about to go. All right, tomorrow is Friday, Freeform Friday. We'll look at the rest of the books that we didn't have a chance to look at on Monday and Tuesday. So Cozy Mysteries, and I think there were some crime fiction thrillers left over. So we shall see. Ariel, it was so nice catching up with everyone and hearing the new releases this morning. I'm about to drive, so okay. So I hope everyone has a wonderful day. You too, drive carefully. Have a good day. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you guys so much. It's early for you. Well, 8:30ish if you're on the East Coast. All right, so again, I do have sprints tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. They go for 2.5 hours. I do try to start a few minutes early if I'm able to get here a little bit more quickly. Mary says, you too, Ariel. Thanks as always for letting us know some of the new releases. Hope to see you later at Thunderhorse Descendant. Is it on TD or is it on Rosanna's? It was good to see Randy yesterday for sure. Early for me. Oh, I'm a morning person, so it's okay. All right, everybody, please be safe. Take care of yourselves. Elena, continue to get better. Don't be a bookworm, be a book monster. Indeed. And okay, Mary says, I think it's Rosanna's. All right. And as Elena said, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Nom nom nom. Have a good day. God bless.